Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be watching some more FitTuber. Now, I recently did a FitTuber reaction. Oh my God, I can't speak today. I recently did a reaction to a FitTuber video about rice in India. And a lot of people like instantly gave a lot of praise to FitTuber, said he was a great content creator and that I should react to more of his videos just to see what they're like. And they specified this one here, Indian lifestyle versus American lifestyle, which is better? Harsh reality. So, yeah, I said, why not? Sure. I liked the video that I watched prior, and I think I'm fit to put in my 2 cents, so to speak, on the American lifestyle. I've lived the American lifestyle for a vast number of years now. Too many. Too many. Anyways, we're going to be watching this today, doing a little reaction content. Just off the bat, I would say, I don't know, like the American lifestyle, there's a lot of nice things to it, but there's a lot of negatives about it as well. I'm sure we'll get into it in the video, so without further ado, let's go ahead and watch it.
India and the United States of America are two countries which are progressive in their own way. USA of course is a superpower, and India in the recent past has imbibed a lot from the Western ways of living. However, in this video I'm going to compare the modern American ways of living with our ancient Indian style of living in 7 major categories. I will also share with you my personal take on the matter so that we can get
Hey,
the
look, it's
best of
Trump.
both the worlds. So without any
Interesting.
further delay, let's get started.
Our English
Hello
channel.
friends, welcome to FitTuber. Starting with number 7 on the list are clothes. In
Okay.
India, it was always counseled to dress in natural fibers that breathe.
Cool, wool, silk, jute, linen. I don't think I've ever worn anything in jute, made of jute before.
Specific clothes were even described for specific seasons. Cotton in summers, wool in winters, silk in rainy seasons.
Cotton in summers in light colors to reflect light, wool in winters to ward off wind and preserve body heat, silk in rains for protection from rain and wind.
And so on. Even the ornaments worn by women were not just for physical appeal but had a health aspect to it. Gold was known to boost immunity, silver to cool inflammation, copper is
What? Gold for immunity? Gold threads were sewn to the borders of saris. Silver threads were sewn to the borders of sleeves. Copper alloy threads were used in war clothing as an antiseptic. I haven't heard of gold or silver being of any use, but there is stuff in the US that's lined with copper. Like specifically in things for like the legs, so like socks or like knee supports. I don't know if they're like they do anything in particular, but I mean that is a thing.
silver to cool inflammation, copper is antiseptic, and so on. Basically, there was a whole science of dressing for optimal
Utmost importance was given to attire in ancient. Apart from the use of natural fibers, specific color for a specific occasion was also identified. The science of using the clothes was medicinally was called Aruvastra. Okay.
physical and mental well-being, referred to as Ayurvastra in our yogic scriptures. However, the American style of clothing is mostly focused on convenience and comfort, which is
True.
why they prefer
Polyester, nylon, rayon mixed. I don't know what rayon is, but I mean we have plenty of clothes that are made out of cotton and stuff. I mean I'm pretty sure the shirt I'm wearing right now is made out of cotton. I have another one right here. Let me see. It doesn't specify. I thought it would, but it's made in Indonesia. Interesting. Okay, well, I thought it would specify. Typically, it does specify, but I'm pretty sure that this. Oh, here. I see it. I see the thing down here. Do 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 do. It is 80% cotton, 20% recycled polyester. Okay, so it's a mix. It's a mixture. It's a mixture.
synthetic fibers which do not wrinkle easily, are more durable, and are easy to manufacture. Then there is the climatic aspect to it as well. The tight clothing like suits, ties, and shoes does help them beat off the extreme chilling climate in the West. Indians in hot
What do you mean by extreme chilling climates in the West? You do know like the hottest place in the world is in the US of A, right? Like Death Valley is was recorded as the hottest place in the world. There's plenty of very, very hot places here. Just saying. It does get chilly, it can get cold, but that's more of like in the Midwest or in the far northern parts where you're getting closer to the Canadian border. So,
Suits, ties, and shoes does help them beat off the extreme chilling climate in the West. Indians in hot tropical climate were better off in loose clothes and chappals. Next on the list is food. For an average American, nearly two-thirds of his daily calories come from
ultra
ultra-processed
processed.
food.
Yeah, that's true. Like if you look at the lazy American diet, a lot of it is ultra processed. There's a lot of refined oils, a lot of seed oils, a lot of vegetable oils that are refined that are just terrible for you. That's the main kicker. That's the main point that things are bad is those refined oils that you get. So, like the vegetable oils, the canola oils, it's because it's unnatural. You can't, to compress even for a small amount. Let's just take canola oil for example. Even to get a small amount of canola oil, you need to compress something like 50,000 canola seeds. Like it's just an innumerable amount that no normal person would ever have access to. You need to compress an innumerable amount just to make a small little, container of canola oil. So those are the things that are really bad for you, and it's those fats specifically from those high processed oils that stay in your body and cause a lot of damage. Now, that I'm going to take a step back and say yes, I'm a large man, I'm a fat man, okay, and I will say that is because I am depressed and I eat to help my depression. All right, and I'm just it's true. It's true. Now, do I eat a lot of processed foods? No. You can get fat without eating processed foods. I actually eat a very very rich diet of rice, beans, meats. Um, when it comes to processed foods, I very, very rarely get processed food. So the two-third calorie uh, daily calories of ultra processed foods, I would flip that and say maybe I wouldn't even say one third of my daily calorie comes from ultra processed foods. It really depends on what I'm eating on that day, but yes, the majority of my foods that I eat are rice and beans. Rice and beans. Rice and beans and pork is like a go-to staple for me because it's cheap, it tastes really damn good. Um, and I can eat a lot of it, even though, obviously people call me KCO. People call me KCO because I'm fat and I got a red beard. I'm KCO because I'm fat and I got a red beard. KCO wishes he was me. Um. Anyways, let's watch. Let's watch.
According to a study done at the University of San Diego. This is because America
Also, I just want to point out that I've seen a lot of comments, specifically in the last video of his that I reacted to, saying that they thought that all Americans eat like burgers and pizza. And I mean, we do eat burgers and pizza and stuff like that, but that's not like our go-to diet. At least everyone that I know.
Americans focused on convenience and productivity. Indians, on the other hand, have always preferred cooking their meals from scratch at home.
I mean, I do that as well. We go to the grocery store, there's a whole array of fresh produce that I grab, and I get a lot of produce as well. My fridge is full of produce, and that's because I have 9 guinea pigs, so they eat a lot of it, but I eat some of it as well. So
Endless variety of Indian cuisine is an evidence
I get a
of
lot
that.
of rice. I
Even
love
the
rice.
harder tasks of procuring and hand pounding the spices
I don't
at
do
home,
that. I don't do that. I don't hand pound spices or anything like that. When it comes to that, I do just straight up just buy the spices in the container.
preparing ghee at home were not
I don't
uncommon.
I don't I have ghee. I don't prepare my own ghee. I definitely could, but I just have a container of ghee um sitting in my kitchen right now. I also use a lot of like just the fats from the meats that I use. I reuse the fats from that. That actually works out really, really well, and it's typically a lot better for you. And then I have like butter, like just a standard, like unsalted butter.
Indians have always considered kitchens to be no less than a working dispensary where different herbs and spices were carefully used not just to satisfy the
So
palate
that's pretty
but
cool
to
though.
ignite the digestive fires as suggested in the Arabic
Digestive
scriptures.
fires. Digestive fires. I wonder what that means. I eat my food very spicy. I eat a lot of chilies. I'm used to eating chilies. I'm used to eating a lot of just spicy foods because I'm of Mexican heritage, so I've always grown up eating a lot of Mexican food, and Mexican food does tend to be on the more spicy side of things. I mean, it can be, anyways. And I mean, I've always attributed my Mexican food with spiciness, so I'm always eating like salsas and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, speaking of, I guess you can if you think of it, like I make my own like salsas, my own pico de gallo, stuff like that. So I guess I'm kind of like making my own spices, even though it's more of like a what would it even be? I don't know. Anyways, let's continue. I guess it would be more of like a salsa is more of like a sauce, right? It's like a hmm. Anyways, video time.
Another major difference lies in the food choices. American food is largely meat based. In the US, the meat consumption is at a staggering 90 to 125 kg per person per year, a majority of which comes from red meats like pork and beef.
I eat a lot,
On the
I eat pork. I eat lamb. Is my go-to typically, pork and lamb. Um, I'm not the biggest fan of chicken. Uh, I mean, I can eat it, but it's not something that I usually go to. It's pork and lamb that I usually grab at the store. Um, Goat, if there's goat. I like goat cheese, dude. Goat cheese, oh, so good. Here I am talking about food. Typical fat man behavior. I detract everything and talk about food.
the other hand, Indian society used to be majorly vegetarian.
Yeah.
Ancient Indian principles
I'm gonna pause it again. Okay, so backstory for me: I worked as a butcher for a year. I prepped and cut and did a lot of butchering stuff, lots of meat. And as working as a butcher, decided that I wasn't gonna eat meat anymore, just based off some of the things that I've seen. So, after being a butcher for a year, I ended up becoming a vegan, and I was a full blown vegan for a very long time. Then I slowly shifted back to being a vegetarian, introducing, things like cheese back into the diet. And then again, slowly over time, I started reintroducing meat into my diet. And through my adventures of going up and down between being, a carnivore, being a vegan, being a vegetarian, I feel like it really comes down to a balance. You got to get a good balance of everything. You shouldn't cut things out. There should always just be a nice balance. So I do try to keep that balance going where you have your like I said before, my main meal would be like a portion of rice, a portion of beans, a portion of pork, and then of course there'd be some sort of dark green veg intermixed within it. And then I typically would top that with like a salsa that I've prepared by myself. So yeah, I mean it's always that's my perspective on it. I'm sorry for interrupting the video again, but we'll continue.
of food suggested that man, being the most conscious animal on earth, should eat food which involves least amount of violence. Eating vegetarian
And that's
may
a good
seem as a
way.
backward practice at
It's not
first, but in the
backwards.
recent past, due to the spread of so many animal origin viruses, it actually seems a far-sighted thought.
It's
Now
not
let us
okay.
talk about
Ooh, I can see that this is from 4 years ago. Yeah, the COVID-19 did not come from the pangolin. It came from a bat. It actually didn't even come from a bat. It came from a lab in Wuhan, but people attribute it to bat.
Now let us talk about the eating styles. There is a stark difference in the eating habits of ancient Indians and modern Americans. Driven by
Ancient
comfort and
Indians?
time-saving practices, Americans prefer eating sitting on a dining table. Whereas driven by health and spiritual goals, Indians would prefer eating on the floor sitting cross-legged.
I'm I'm literally sitting on the floor, sitting cross-legged myself right now. So you know, I don't know how well that comes off on video, but yeah, I'm sitting on the floor, sitting cross-legged.
This asana is called Sukhasana, which is considered ideal to digest food. Americans find eating with hands to be gross. They use sophisticated cutlery. Indians, on the other
Sophisticated?
hand, understood that the fingertips literally charge the food particles, which makes it get digested and assimilated better. Indians also
Charge?
practiced eating
What do you mean by charge the food particles? What?
on banana leaf and plates made of sul leaves, which are not only eco-friendly but
I think that's just convenient. I mean, if that was an option here in the US, I'd 100% do it. Using a banana leaf. I don't know about eating with your hands because I don't know. I feel like my hands are too dirty. Like right now, like I'm touching my feet. Where are my feet touch? My feet touched every single part of my house just recently. I guess you'd wash your hands before you eat, but I don't know, man. I feel like for me personally, it'd just be too dirty.
also offer numerous health benefits. Americans did not mind eating in disposable plastic plates. Next is
I don't. I have some really nice plates actually, in my kitchen that I eat off of. Really really nice plates.
sustainability versus convenience. There are many distinct habits of modern Americans and ancient Indians that suggest that modern Americans are more inclined towards convenience, while Indians believed in sustainable living. One is the preference of toilet papers by Americans to clean the bum after defecation instead of using water.
What do you mean? Bidets are super popular here in the U.S. That's funny.
Washing rather than wiping is not only more hygienic and healthy but
Well, you can't. Okay, hold on. Who? Nobody is re-wiping the same area. Okay. When it comes to,
defecation instead of using
I just
water.
want to see this
Washing
again.
rather
Yeah, when it comes to using toilet paper, for one, this is not using toilet paper correctly.
than
You're
wiping
like
is not only
re-wiping the stuff you just wiped off back on. What you do is you grab the toilet paper, you wipe, you throw that in the toilet, you get more toilet paper, you wipe. So it's not like you're re-wiping the same stuff you wiped off back on. That's just not how it's done. But also, bidets are very popular and very cheap to get. If you wanted to get a bidet, you can get one, for like 20 USD. So,
more hygienic and healthy but also helps the environment in a huge way. But wait a minute,
yeah,
isn't water also a skill?
toilet paper. I do feel like people use too much toilet paper. I definitely do that. And you can buy certain things to like stools to go up onto your toilet here in the US. So you're sitting more in a squat position. That way it's not leaving as much behind. So there's definitely different ways to use less. Hmm. Is water also scarce? I mean, 70% of the water, 70% of the earth is covered in water, so.
Scarce resource for us? Of course it is, but the disturbing fact is that just one toilet paper uses a whopping 140 liters of water to get manufactured.
Wow.
After washing hands, an American would look for a tissue paper while an Indian would use a cotton cloth. Americans
What?
clean
No,
their
that's not true. That's not true. I have a hand towel that I wipe my hands off of when I wash my hands. What? We don't use tissue
would
paper.
look for a
Tissue paper? No, 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 no. You use tissue paper to like blow your nose or something. I don't understand this one at all.
tissue paper while an Indian would use a cotton cloth. Americans clean their teeth using plastic toothbrushes and chemical based toothpastes, whereas Indians
Yeah,
always
that I mean that's true. I do that.
preferred the eco friendly and non toxic twigs. Even
The
for cleaning
twigs.
the tongue, Indians preferred the antimicrobial copper based tongue cleaners.
I never thought to clean your tongue, you just have to have a healthy mouth. There shouldn't be a bunch of excess stuff growing on your tongue. If you got stuff growing on your tongue, then you have some more underlying issues that you probably need to take a look at. Yeah, we don't have anything like that. Copper though, right? I mean, he did say it's a antiseptic, right? Effective against bacteria. Interesting.
rather than the convenient but non-biodegradable plastic ones. Then
I've ne-
Americans
I've
prefer
I've
the
never seen a tongue cleaner. What is that? I've never seen that.
rather than the convenient but
I've never seen
non-biodegradable
that.
plastic ones. Then Americans prefer the convenient aluminum foils to wrap their foods, ignoring the repercussions of it.
I haven't purchased aluminum foil in like 2 years. So
While Indians always felt muslin cloths are a healthier choice, as unlike aluminium, they do not leach any chemicals into the food. Indians would prefer
I don't think
cool water
aluminum
from a
leaks
matka rather
anything.
than a refrigerator. It is not
What is
to the
that?
food. Indians would prefer cool water from a matka rather than a refrigerator. It is not a coincidence that
Water from a fridge. The problem with water from a fridge is you always have to replace the filters, and there's no need to do that. Although all the tap water in the U.S. Um, is regulated and it's safe to drink. What I do, I actually have. Oh, I have it right here. Actually, I have a little jug that I fill with my tap water, and then I do have a filter in the middle there. This filter just gets replaced every month. I mean, it's not necessary. I'm going that extra step to replace it. It's not really necessary, but yeah, I don't drink water from the fridge. Weird.
you are less likely to catch sore throat when you
A mud pot optimally cools the water in the most natural way. It also best for the environment. What was he saying?
than a refrigerator. It is not a coincidence that you are less likely to catch sore throat when you drink optimally cool
Sore
water
throat.
from a biodegradable mud pot. Now let's differentiate
Sore throat. Sore throat. What does he mean by sore throat?
the general ways of living. An American would shake hands when greeting,
True, we do shake hands.
while an Indian would fold hands in a Namaskar mudra. This is one thing that the world has now started to appreciate. The literal
Yeah.
meaning of Namaste is Namaha, that is, I bow down to the divine soul within you. Not only it enhances the feeling of gratitude, but is also
Connects the left and right hemispheres of the brain, which instantly enhances the gratitude, is also more hygienic. It connects the hemispheres of the brain? What? Weird.
more hygienic. Unlike
I mean, bowing, yeah, bowing and doing like a namaste, bowing stuff like that. I mean, they bow in other cultures as well. Like Japan's probably the most prevalent one, right? Where they bow their head to greet each other.
Americans, Indians would always remove the shoes outside the house before entering. It's another intelligent way to keep the germs at
Okay, so on this one, I will admit, yes, a lot of Americans wear shoes in the house. I do not wear shoes in the house. When I get home, the shoes get taken off at the door, not outside of the door. As soon as I step in, shoes, bam, off. Then they go into their spot, right? I don't wear shoes at all within my house. No shoes are in my house, allowed in my house. So this is only like for specific Americans, not necessarily me.
way and even saves your time and effort in cleaning the house. The way Indian and Western style toilets were designed is surprisingly
talked
a
about
good
this.
way to understand the philosophies to the way of life of both these nations. While in Indian style there is no contact of the buttocks or thighs to a seat that could be unhygienic. Then it's
Well, I mean, we clean the seat. You don't just let it sit there uncleaned. I wipe my seat down all the time with like a cleaner and stuff.
It's a proven fact today that the closer we are to squatting, the more easily we empty the bowels. While the
True.
Indian style toilet
You can, like I said, you can get stools that help you do that here in the U.S. It's not a problem. I do agree. Like squatting is better when it comes to actually defecating.
toilet is more convenient for your intestine. Western style is more comfortable to sit at, which led to its fast adoption. Next point on the list is areas of innovation. There is no doubt about the fact that America has produced some of the most innovative products in the last century. America is the hub of new products and is a heart of innovation across the globe. Be it milestone achievements in communication, transport, electricity, or daily consumer products. The American innovation has been driven to boost efficiency, productivity, comfort, and materialism, which in turn uplifts the economy. On the other hand, Indian innovation was mostly focused on spiritual
Spiritual
growth without
growth.
compromising on
Interesting.
environment or personal health. It might seem a hard fact to digest now, but Indian innovation has been par excellence when it comes to architecture of temples, be it the Kailasha temple of Ellora or the Hampi temple whose stones sound like musical instruments, the
That's
unbelievable
cool.
style of cooking food, or the smartly built forts by the kings, or the mysterious 1600-year-old iron pillar of Delhi which has not rusted yet. These
That's
are
pretty
few
cool.
among
I didn't know.
the
I didn't know about this iron pole. Unexplained marvel of ancient Indian architectural technology.
100-year-old
Oh,
iron pillar of Delhi which has
that's really
not
cool.
rusted yet. These are few among the many riddles which scientists are still trying to figure out. Finally, let's talk about the proactive versus reactive approach. There are many ways one
What do you
can
mean?
conclude that Indians were proactive whereas Americans have been reactive in approaching health and well-being. For example,
Oh,
India
I
has
see.
always propagated the use of clay pots for cooking which retains the maximum nutrition of food, has no side effects and is
What do you mean by retains maximum nutrition of food? What does that mean?
also biodegradable. On
I guess it like for like plastic not to seep into the body, I
On
guess.
the other hand, most Americans use the convenient non-stick cookware which surely would not make their omelette stick, but the toxic
Toxic.
fumes of the coating of utensil would
Hmm.
definitely harm them in the long run. According to American school of thought, food is
I have an iron pot, an iron pan, cast iron that I cook with. I don't use Teflon.
merely a combination of nutrients. This has led to the extensive use of synthetic multivitamin pills in the West. Indians,
I
on
do
the
have
other
I
hand,
do I do have vitamin pills to help with things that I might be deficient in. I'm not taking them because I am deficient in it. I'm taking them in case of being deficient. Um yeah.
had more natural ways integrated in their lifestyle which provided them with the necessary micronutrients. Cooking in cast iron pots kept their iron levels in check.
Yeah.
Tin coating inside the brass cooking utensils was a way by which Indians would get their daily dosage of zinc.
I don't know
Drinking
about
water
that.
from copper
That's
vessels
interesting.
kept their copper levels to optimum.
I don't
And
I don't I don't have copper vessel either.
of course,
I have
Indians
glass. I use glass mason jars to drink out of.
pressed on eating local fruits and vegetables because they knew that their bodies would assimilate the micronutrients from them much better. Americans today are trying to battle with their sleep issues, depression, and stress through synthetic
I
pills.
have
For
depression.
India,
I don't take any pills when it comes to like for like depression, anxiety, like medication. I don't take any medication for any of that. I understand my depression comes from a deeper inner issue with my own mentality and my own thought process on myself in the future. So I'm coping with that in the best way that I know I possibly can. And I know that taking a pill to quote unquote fix my depression is not fixing anything. It's masking the issue. It's masking the problem. So I don't take any like medication or drugs like that.
yoga was a way of life which would align their inner energies with the nature so that stress, anxiety, depression, and insomnia were not more a concern. Even in money matters, Americans do not focus much on
I
savings.
can't save money. I'm poor. I can't save money. I'd love to save money. I really would love to save money, but I'm poor. And you can't save money when you're poor, baby.
Indians, on the other hand, spend less and save more for
I
themselves.
hardly spend money. I can't spend money because I have no money. So, yeah.
So we can see that American ways of living are short-term, comfort-oriented, with some having major trade-offs in health and well-being. And ancient Indian ways of living were driven by long-term spiritual goals without any compromise on environment or health. Although it will be a hard pill for us to swallow that many of the ancient Indian practices mentioned in this video may not fit in our urban lifestyle. Honestly, how many of us can use cow dung cakes for daily cooking?
To
Nor
burn?
would we want to use cancer-causing
Interesting.
non-stick pans that West gifted to us.
Thyroid issues, hormonal imbalances, loss of memory, complications of the heart, kidney problems, cancer.
So what is the solution? Like all Indian practices are not impractical, not all American ways of living are bad for health. We can try to pick the best of both the worlds so that the whole package is somewhat practical with least compromise on health. Like for all the packaged products we buy, we can at least make sure that they use safe and natural ingredients.
Yeah.
Switching to Twix instead of commercial toothpaste may not be a pragmatic option for many, but least we can do is start using the safer ones. Including seasonal and local fruits and vegetables in our diet is fairly.
I mean, you buy seasonal local foods from the US all the time as well. It's just you also have access to things that aren't local in a way more convenient way. So if you want, if you want a watermelon but you live up north and the watermelon doesn't grow, you can still go to the store and buy the watermelon.
A practical thing to do. Likewise, it may be hard for you to eat all your meals with hands sitting down on the floor.
I don't eat meals with hands, and I don't like my food isn't on the floor, but it's on the table in front of me while I'm sitting on the floor. So I'm technically halfway there.
But
Maybe
the
a
least
third.
we can do is to eat every meal consciously with a feeling of gratitude. In case of cookware, we can easily replace aluminium and plastic stuff with our good old metals and clay pots. Similarly, it may not
Yeah,
be feasible.
I recommend cast iron for sure. Yoga. I'm not very good with yoga, but I am very flexible. In my younger years, very very younger years, I was actually in gymnastics for a small potential bit of my time. I did gymnastics, and then several years after that, I did Olympic style weightlifting. So I was able to flex my body a lot. So I am fairly flexible for my size. I may be a fat man, but I can sit my legs straight out, and I can get my whole hand up behind where my foot is without my legs bending.
For us to do yoga for 2
I
hours,
could probably
but
do
at
that
least we can do
actually.
is start doing it for 50 minutes. We can then tackle our modern day hurdles with smile and calmness. Importantly, we should not look at our practices from the eyes of the West. Many practices may seem backward at once but were actually far-sighted. Indian culture is extremely rich in its own way and we should be proud of it. I want to thank Grow for partnering with us for this video. We Indians have always been
Grow.
smart with savings. What would be even smarter is to
Grow
invest our
app.
savings so that they
We'll
can
let this play.
compound and grow for us. Grow is a new age free online mutual fund investment platform which makes investment easy, transparent and secured. Their registration process is simple and easy. Since it is a direct mutual fund platform, there are no middlemen, no commissions, so you can earn higher. Grow has over 5,000 plus mutual funds available and the payment options like UPI, debit card and NEFT are pretty secure. One good thing is that through Grow app you can track all your investments in one place. Moreover, the money that you earn will be instantly redeemed directly to your bank.
I like to let
In
their
case
ads
of any
play.
issues,
If
they
I'm
have
reacting
an
to the
active customer
video,
support team
it's
to
the
guide
least
you.
I
Grow
can do
currently has over
is
5
is
million
let
plus
their
users
sponsor
and is
role
highest
play.
rated on Google Play Store under finance category. So you can download the Grow app and start investing smartly. So
Although
friends,
with this
that's
video
all for
being
this
4 years
video.
old,
If
who
you
knows
found
if
it to be
they're still a
helpful,
sponsor.
please give this video a big thumbs up. You can now
Yeah,
support
it was
my
an
work
interesting
on
video.
Patreon so that I can bring more well-researched
Patreon.
videos for you. Please do remember to subscribe to my channel, hit that bell icon so that you never miss a video from me. You can also follow me on Instagram where I regularly do Q&A sessions. My name is Vivek. I thank you so much for watching.
Cool. Interesting. Very interesting. Our Hindi channel. Yeah, I think YouTube got rid of those link things, so that's not popping up there anymore. Interesting little video. It was a good insight to see a lot of things from a Indian perspective. That being said, I will say a lot of his American lifestyle perspective wasn't entirely accurate, but that's okay. I think for like the common denominator, I think he got it pretty spot on. So, but for someone like me, it wasn't accurate. Clothes, food, eating stuff, sustainability, convenience, ways of living, areas of innovation, proactive and reactive approach. What is the solution? Interesting little video. I actually really enjoyed this. I'm glad that people recommended this this video to me. If you want a link to this video to go and watch it, of course, it will be in the description down below. But now it is time for me to read the comments. That's what I do at the end of every one of my reaction commentary videos. I like to go through the comments just to see what people have to say about it. We'll look at some of the top comments, then we'll switch over to see some of the new comments, just so we're getting a good variety. Literally felt sad every time when he said, "Ancient India, we lost our country's values." Oof. I'm from the South, glad at least. Oh my God. Okay, before I read, I'm gonna have to put some glasses on. Oh, not gonna make that mistake. All right. I'm from the South. Glad at least we still follow nearly 7% of the things that he mentioned about ancient Indian practices. I'm from Andhra Pradesh, and I am happy that our family follows 80% of these habits. I was born in Mexico, and visit India would be a dream come true for me. I respect and admire your culture and timeless and so wise traditions. I love India and wonderful people. Thank you for this video because more countries, especially the USA, need to be like India. Maria Gonzalez. Okay. Title of the video should be Living a Style of Ancient India versus Modern India. The sad part is we're losing it all. The man shows sponsors at last minute. No wasting our time. Respect, brother. I've been to India 5 times. I love the country and the food at home. I almost daily cook Indian food, make my own ghee. The video would have been more complete with when also taking care of the environment would have been compared. Also, traffic is completely different. I drove a car in India and also in the USA. It's a big difference. I myself am from the Netherlands. Well, I would say when it comes to like environmental protection, the US is pretty high up there. Like we have one of the highest national park reservations in the world, right? Like huge swaths of our territory, of our land that that no one's allowed, no corporations, no companies are allowed to even touch for like development or anything that just are meant to be like just natural in nature. So, as an American, I can say this is true. I try to follow as many Ayurvedic practices as possible. It's not easy here in the US because we are not taught other than the American way. American products are mostly available here, and many Americans think people like myself are strange who do the things differently. But I'm learning and trying to incorporate many Indian ways. When I do, I feel better. Thank you for helping us learn. Many of us do want to know. What do you mean? I don't understand what she's saying here. This guy can single-handedly represent India at any platform. Go India. I believe there's a lot of knowledge in India, and I can't believe the Indians who also skipped to the more Western lifestyle. Thank you so much for spreading your knowledge around the world. Much love. Working in American pharmacy, you realize the amount of dollars Americans spent on turmeric, fenugreek, aloe vera tablets. I don't know. I don't know any of the. I didn't know these were in tablets. I don't buy them. Americans want to adopt Indian culture, and Indians now are following RS 600 on Starbucks diet. We are losing it all. I don't drink Starbucks. Never in my life have I gone to a Starbucks and got coffee there. I have a drip coffee machine in my kitchen right now, and I just drink coffee from there. I put some grounds in, I put some water in, I turn the heater on, bam, 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 the water drips in. I'm good to go. You know what that costs me? I can get a big old container for this for the price of a single drink at a Starbucks. It's ridiculous. I ain't going to Starbucks. Ridiculous. I almost cried when I know that ancient India is better than present India. I will do my best for taking ancient India habits to now. Whenever I see your video, it becomes a series of videos of yours in my history. Since over 10 years traveling in India whenever it's possible, every time I am more and more amazed by its culture and wisdom. Amazing country. You increase my love of my nation. This guy should be the health minister of India. USA, our fast food is the best. India, hold my chapati. I don't know. I haven't eaten fast food in a very long time either. I guess I'm just not like the typical American, right? Like you see me, you see a fat man, you think, oh, typical fat man American. But I'm fat for a different reason. I'm fat because I make good food and I enjoy eating that good food. Um, I don't eat fast food. I think the last time I ate fast food, like at a fast food place, was the beginning of the year. Like it's a special thing for me to go and get like a fast food burger or something. I rarely do it. Um, it's been 2 months since lockdown had imposed, but still, oh my God, lockdown. I don't even want to think about lockdown. I'm scrolling. This is more like ancient lifestyle versus modern lifestyle, mate. I'm from Sri Lanka. This video gives a good understanding of how to balance Western and Asian practices to build our lifestyle. As a Dane, I just want to say that I love India. Present world, we have excellent technology. Ancient India, lol. I mean, the technology is just different. It's not a, you can't really compare it. It's just a difference. Now there's no difference between the two. Leaving footwear outside is exclusive Southern Indian culture. Northern Indians forget it or may not have it. I think it is important to understand the beauties of America. It is a place where people from all over the world have been welcomed and have added their skills and culture. That is why you have so much innovation. Everybody can come here and become the next great scientist, president, or professor. Well, you can't come and become president. You only a natural born citizen can be president. But I understand. You can get up to basically any other segment of our government. You just can't be president. This is not the case in India, where the large scale corruption, red tape, caste system, and hierarchical social order. India was a great civilization, but like the Roman Empire, it has tremendous decline. The treatment of women is one example. Eve teasing is everywhere. This does not happen in America. If it does, the EWAs are very strong. You can call the cops and help will arrive in 5 to 6 minutes. Same for ambulance. In India, no cops arrive and ambulance arrive after 2 hours. I don't know. I don't know about that side of India, so I can't really comment on it. My opinion is America is better. They're just different. You go get a time machine and go back to ancient time. Okay. Proud to be Indian. West always better. Agreed for real. Today onwards, I follow as much as I can. Indian culture is incomparable to. Oh, what is going on with my recording? Why are you doing that? Stop. Well, I don't know why it's flashing. I think we're gonna have to call it now before my recording messes up. So with that, everybody, thank you for watching. Yeah, it was a good video. Check it out. Check it out.